Carnival Mardi Gras has more dining venues than any other carnival ship. But are they any good? Well, let's talk about it. Hello, cruisers, and welcome to yet another CruiseReport Food and Dining Review. In this video, we're going to give you our honest review of the food and dining on Mardi Gras. Now, we just spent 7 days and nights on Mardi Gras exploring as many dining venues as our stomachs would allow. Now, we didn't pay for this cruise. We were invited by Carnival as part of a media group to cover the naming ceremony and the other events. However, Carnival is not sponsoring this video, and no money exchanged hands. Carnival has no input into the content of this video, and they have no idea how we're going to review the ship, the crew, or in this case, the food and dining. I'm going to tell you exactly what we liked about the food and what we didn't like. So let's get started. When watching reviews on YouTube, it might be helpful to know and understand the background of the reviewer. When it comes to food, I'm much more adventurous than, say, Ricky is. I enjoy a variety of exotic cuisines, whereas Ricky's tastes are a bit more simple. I love Indian food, for example, and the hotter and the spicier, the better. Now, by comparison, Ricky would much rather have a meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Now, neither of us are really big on seafood, but we will try it on occasion. We rarely eat breakfast. Ricky would rather sleep, and the mornings are when I usually get the majority of my work done, so I just have a cup of coffee and work on the computer. We see and review things from the perspective of an adult couple traveling without a family or friends. We usually try to dine as a couple, rarely joining a group unless we're invited to do so. Our sailing on Carnival Mardi Gras was our 132nd cruise in the past 20 years. So having dined on more than 100 different ships across 34 different cruise lines, and I'm talking about everything from 6-star luxury cruises to river cruises, even some small ships with only 18 guests, we have a pretty good sense of what cruise ship dining can and should offer. I always like to preface our food and dining reviews by stating that food reviews are extremely subjective. Everyone has different tastes, different likes and dislikes. So if there is something that we didn't like, you can bet there are plenty of others out there who will say they loved it. Unfortunately, we only had 7 days to sail on Mardi Gras on this cruise, and there's just no way to experience every dining opportunity on this ship in only 7 days. But of the ones we did get to try, here are our thoughts. Shaq's Big Chicken was a split decision for us. I absolutely loved it, but Ricky was just not as impressed. Now, the Big Chicken is located on Deck 16 aft, just forward of Tide's pool. They serve fried chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders, French fries, and in the mornings they have a chicken and biscuit. I had the chicken tenders twice, and I thought they were some of the best I've ever had, anywhere. They offer a variety of dipping sauces, and I loved Shaq's sauce and the barbecue ranch. I personally like the wide-cut crispy fries, maybe even better than the ones served at Guy's Burgers. Ricky tried a chicken sandwich and requested a dark meat sandwich, which they actually made to order for her. But she felt like the breading was not crisp enough, and she just didn't care for it. I don't know what she's thinking. The chicken here is insanely good. Really good seasoning. For breakfast, you might want to try the chicken and biscuit. They start with a fresh-made biscuit that they actually make at the Big Chicken restaurants, not made down at the commissary. They smear honey butter on the biscuit, then they take a chunk of fried chicken breast and dunk it in some kind of honey sauce before shoving it into the biscuit. It is absolutely amazing. Or you can even order the biscuit by itself with just the honey butter. Really good. One thing Ricky and I do both agree on is that Guy's Burger Joint still serves the best cheeseburgers at sea, and better than most that you'll find on land. If there was a Guy's Burger Joint in my neighborhood at home, I would eat there twice a week. Guy's is located on Deck 17 midship and is larger on Mardi Gras and now has its own dining area. The fries here are not as crispy as the ones at Shaq's, but I still love the seasoning. They're still great. Guy's Pig and Anchor is located on Deck 8 aft, across from Hero's Tribute Bar. And this is Carnival's barbecue restaurant, and it definitely has the look and feel of a Texas barbecue joint. There is a bandstand with live music in the evenings, and the place is usually crowded. And we're probably going to catch hell for our review of Pig and Anchor. But neither of us felt like the barbecue here was great. And honestly, in 20 years, we've never had great barbecue on a cruise ship. Understand that being from Texas, we have access to some excellent barbecue restaurants. And barbecue is one of the few cuisines that Ricky and I both love. And understand that even in Texas, there are more bad barbecue places than good ones. We dined here one evening, and the place was really hopping. It was busy. An excellent band was playing. Every table was full. I ordered the 3-meat platter with ribs, brisket, and sausage. Ricky ordered the Pig and Anchor melt, kind of a pulled pork sandwich with cheese. There are 4 different sauces available on the table to enhance the flavor of the barbecue, and they were all very good. The pork ribs and the brisket were smoky and tender, but the house cheddar sausage was actually my favorite meat on the platter. Ricky immediately deconstructed her sandwich, which had way too much cheese on it for her tastes. And honestly, she did like the pulled pork. If we go back, I think that's what she would get. She'd just order the pulled pork. Unfortunately, all of the side items we tried were served cold or room temperature. I tried the green beans with bacon and the collard greens, which would have been good if they'd been hot. The onion strings were crispy, but they were cold. Now, to be completely fair, Guy's Pig and Anchor is about as good as any cruise ship barbecue we've ever had, and better than most. In fact, I'll go so far as to say maybe it's the best cruise ship barbecue we've had, but that's not a really high bar. However, we did both think that the Pig and Anchor was better than Q on Norwegian Encore. And Pig and Anchor on Mardi Gras is an included venue, so there's no more upcharge. Street Eats is a new dining option located on Deck 16 midship, just forward of the beach pool. 3 new open-air venues reminiscent of the food truck craze are located right next to Seafood Shack. And the creations offered at each of these stations will change each day. Time Fries is a station that serves up French fries with a variety of toppings like cheesesteak fries, chili fries, things like that. Steam Dream offers steamed specialties like bao buns or pot stickers. And Mad Sizzle offers skillet specialties like satay, bulgogi, or kebab. Now, we tried Street Eats a couple of times, and the portions served here are pretty small, kind of like tapas. The only problem we really had was trying to find a place to sit and enjoy the dishes. It gets very busy. In fact, you might consider just taking your food from here into Lido Marketplace to find a place to sit. I think Street Eats is a better concept for those who spend the day at the beach pool and want a quick bite of something while sitting at their pool lounger, because it's right there. There are 3 main dining areas on Mardi Gras. The Palm restaurant is divided over 2 decks, decks 6 and 7 aft, and both of these venues are huge. The Flamingo Dining Restaurant is located on Deck 6 portside midship and is not as large as the Palm. And we only had lunch one day in the main dining at the Palm restaurant. And the menu was a special menu prepared just for our group, so I can't really feel good about reviewing the experience at this restaurant. The service, however, was very good, and the food was good. As I've mentioned in previous videos, Ricky and I are just not big on buffets, especially self-serve buffets. The idea of grabbing utensils that 3,000 other people have used is just not appealing to us, and it never has been. So we did not really try the Lido Marketplace. However, there is one new station that Carnival has added that I couldn't pass up, and it was not self-serve. In fact, I was completely unaware of this station until John Held, Carnival's brand ambassador, mentioned it to us one evening at dinner. This new shawarma station at Lido Marketplace has 2 vertical rotisseries featuring chicken and beef shawarma. But the meat is sliced off and stuffed into a pita bread pocket along with a variety of condiments that you can choose. I tried the beef shawarma with red onions, tomatoes, and their yogurt sauce, and it was really good. I'll definitely try this one again because I love shawarma. There's also a new hot dog station right next to the shawarma station where they were offering a variety of different sausages on some artisan buns that really looked good. We didn't get a chance to try these on this cruise, but you can bet we will on our next Mardi Gras cruise. I'm not even halfway through my review of the food and dining on Mardi Gras. Before I get to sushi, steak, Chinese, and even Mexican food, I'd like to ask you to support our YouTube channel by subscribing. It's completely free to subscribe, and you can click on that little bell icon to let YouTube know that you want notification when we come out with new videos. I really would appreciate it. We'd love to have you as part of our growing international family of cruise enthusiasts. Now let's get on with our review of the food and dining. If you're in the mood for Italian food, Cucina del Capitano has been expanded into a much larger space and even offers outdoor seating. The Cucina is now included dining, so no more upcharge. Great. And it's open for lunch and dinner, and even for breakfast on sea days. We dined here one evening with our group, and unfortunately, we were so full from our lunch that neither of us had much of an appetite for dinner. Nevertheless, I felt it necessary to power through and try some of the offerings here. Nona's meatballs is my favorite starter dish. The large meatballs are served floating in San Marzano tomato sauce with melted provolone and kind of topped with some grated Parmesan. Really good. The meatballs are one of the specialty items here. And another specialty item that I decided to try this time was the farfalle al pistachio. The perfectly cooked bow tie pasta was topped with pesto made from pistachios, herbs, bacon, and olive oil. It was really good. Now, someone at our table ordered the chicken parmesan, which also looked very good. Ricky and I both skipped dessert on this evening, but others at our table seemed very pleased with the tiramisu. One evening, Ricky and I had dinner at Bonsai Sushi, located on Deck 8 midship at Grand Central. Bonsai Sushi has always been one of our favorites on Carnival's Vista-class ships, and on Mardi Gras the space is even larger. There's now outdoor seating at Bonsai. The a la carte menu has not changed from what we remember, and the prices are still very reasonable. Ricky and I always share an order of the edamame as a starter course here. The Kokuni braised beef short rib appetizer is one of the best things I've ever eaten on a cruise ship. And at only $4, it's a must-try. My 8-piece spicy tuna roll was better than you'll find on any other cruise ship anywhere, and better than you'll find at most land-based sushi restaurants. Ricky's shrimp tempura roll was equally delicious, and if you're not in the mood for sushi, no problem. They have some excellent noodle bowl soups here. We didn't try them here, but we have on Panorama. They're great. Bonsai Sushi is just one of our favorite spots on Carnival ships. Right next door to Bonsai Sushi is the Bonsai Teppanyaki. Now, this is another upcharge restaurant, but it's a bargain at only $32 per person. We first tried Bonsai Teppanyaki on Carnival Panorama, and we loved it so much that the first thing I did when we got our confirmation for this cruise was go online and pre-book a reservation at Bonsai on Mardi Gras. There are only 3 cooking stations here, and the place sells out really fast, so you want to make sure you pre-book this in advance if you want to dine here. Every guest receives a variety of starter dishes along with miso soup, all of which are delicious. The chef then prepares the fried rice on the grill with a mountain of garlic butter as he entertains with some, fiery showmanship like they do. And by the way, it's the best fried rice you'll ever eat. Everyone then gets a grilled shrimp, vegetables, and a choice of main courses. In fact, the only thing you really pick is the main course. You can choose from steak, lobster, chicken, tofu, salmon, or shrimp. You can even choose a combination of any 2 proteins as your main course. I had the chicken and the steak, which was not only delicious, but much more than I could finish. It was a lot of food. If you still have room for dessert at the end of the meal, well, they bring you this chocolate bento box that's really amazing. Bonsai Teppanyaki is a fun and delicious venue that you should definitely try on Mardi Gras. Big thumbs up from both of us. We were invited to join a group of other media guests for dinner at Rudi's Seagrill one evening. This is another new dining venue for Carnival and is in partnership with Master Chef Rudi Soderman, who has been having restaurants on Holland America ships for years. Now, the menu here does lean pretty heavily towards seafood, as the name Seagrill would imply. But there are other items on the menu for those of you who are not seafood lovers like us. But even though we're not big seafood fans, we decided to get out of our comfort zone, climb out of the shell, so to speak, and try some of the signature dishes here. I started with the lobster mac and cheese, and it was really amazing, as was my crab-stuffed lobster tail. And the key lime pie dessert was excellent and served on kind of a whimsical plate decorated with white and dark chocolate. We were a bit apprehensive about our dinner here just because of the seafood thing, but we ended up really enjoying this meal. The restaurant itself is beautiful, and there's even outdoor seating available. The food and atmosphere here is well worth the $38 per person cover charge, and this is one place that if you love seafood, you're definitely going to want to book early. On Deck 7 aft, you'll find Carnival's signature upscale steakhouse, Fahrenheit 555. Dinner at Fahrenheit will set you back an additional $38 per person, but that's a bargain for the meal you'll experience here. If you've been to a steakhouse lately, you'll know what I mean. The standouts that we tried on this cruise were the baked onion soup, which was a rich beefy broth topped with melted cheese crouton, really good. And the Caesar salad here is one of the best you'll find anywhere. I order it every time we go to Fahrenheit. And when it comes to the meat, Ricky and I tried the Australian Wagyu beef and the 18-ounce spice rubbed ribeye. Now, there's a lot of hype around Wagyu beef, but honestly, I think the ribeye was the better choice of the two. There's also an 18-ounce bone-in cowboy cut ribeye on the menu. I didn't get a chance to try that. But oyster lovers might want to check out the smoked oysters, which come with this cool presentation at the table. Somebody at our table got it. It was really cool.
1, 2, and 3. Fresh rice, smoked oysters with the mason butter, and then apple.
And as for side items, we tried the wasabi mashed potatoes, which could have used a bit more wasabi, and the fried onion rings, which were excellent. They were some of the best onion rings I've ever had. If you've watched my videos in the past, you know I love onion rings. If you want something special for dessert, order the art at the table. A chef will paint a dessert on a special board right at your table. It was not only beautiful and entertaining, but delicious way to end the meal too. Really cool. You typically find Pizza del Capitano on the Lido deck aft on Carnival ships. But on Mardi Gras, Carnival moved their signature pizza place indoors to Deck 8 midship. Carnival enthusiasts will be pleased to know that the pizza here is as good as you remember and remains one of the best pizzas served at sea. Personally, I love the location on Deck 8. It's so easy just to walk by and grab a slice of pepperoni. Right next to Pizza del Capitano is Piazza Panini, where you can get these delicious sandwiches and pressed paninis. I tried the carne with peppered beef and provolone and caramelized onions, and it was very good. Ricky had the grilled ham and cheese, which was equally good. However, we do have one small suggestion for Carnival when it comes to Piazza Panini. It would be really good if they would offer some kind of chips to enjoy with the sandwiches, or crisps for our friends in the UK. Carnival still offers complimentary soft-serve ice cream and yogurt in cones and cups that Ricky felt it necessary to review on a daily basis. We found the soft-serve stations on Deck 16 aft by Big Chicken, Deck 17 midship next to Guy's Burger Shack or Burger Joint, and on Deck 8 aft at Heroes Tribute Bar. And there's also complimentary gelato served at Lido Marketplace with flavors that change every day. They offer a variety of toppings here, and we heard several people say that it was very good. Now, we didn't get a chance to try the gelato on Mardi Gras, but we did on Panorama, and it was, in fact, very good. Hands down, our favorite meal of the cruise would have to be at ChiBang, Carnival's newest dining concept that combines Mexican and Chinese cuisines. I know, it sounds really weird, and it is. But understand that ChiBang is not a Mexican-Chinese fusion restaurant. You don't get sweet and sour tacos or chipotle pot stickers. What you have is a choice of Mexican dishes and a choice of Chinese dishes, kind of like two different menus. You could start with egg drop soup and then get an order of nachos if you want. Ricky and I pretty much stuck to the Chinese side of the menu. I mean, we're from Texas, so it's easier for us to get good Mexican food than it is to get good Chinese food, which for some reason is getting harder to find every day. We soon learned that you can order as many items as you like here, and the portions do tend to be pretty small, so you can try lots of different small dishes. Now, we both had the egg drop soup and found it to be incredible. Different than I've ever had before, but very good. I then moved on to the slow-braised pork belly, which was an order of 5 thick, tender slices of would-be bacon with fried onion pieces and some spicy pickled cucumber on the side. That sweet and salty dipping sauce was really incredible, and I will be ordering this dish on my next visit to ChiBang. Now, Ricky had a different plan. She was going to skip the main courses altogether and just have a couple of the starters. She ordered the pot stickers, which were 2 shrimp-filled dumplings, and those quickly disappeared without a trace. Her next dish was the chicken lettuce wraps, kind of a combination of chicken mushrooms and rice noodles served in these small lettuce cups, and some black vinegar sauce, really good. So she decided to try an order of the sweet and sour shrimp. Our waiter, Auguste, was so efficient that the dish appeared in virtually no time. In fact, I was still working my way through my Kung Pao chicken and asked Auguste if he could get the chef to prepare mine extra spicy. And after 3 bites, I was wiping my brow with my napkin. It was wonderful. The Kung Pao chicken was fire, and I was on fire. It was really amazing. Ricky said her sweet and sour shrimp was the best she's ever had. And Ricky's high praise, as you know, does not come lightly. She is extremely hard to please when it comes to food. When Auguste asked me if I wanted another order of Kung Pao, I declined, but I did ask him if I could try an order of the broccoli beef. The ChiBang rendition of broccoli beef is different than what I'm used to. Instead of kind of a mild white sauce, the dish is prepared with a dark, rich, salty gravy. It was not at all what I was expecting, and I loved it. For dessert, Ricky ordered the chocolate ChiBang, and I decided to wander over to the Mexican side and try the tres leches, this cake which I've never had before. But of the two, the chocolate ChiBang is hands down the better dessert. We left ChiBang in agreement that it was one of the best meals we'd ever had on a cruise ship in 20 years. And it was one of the best Chinese meals we've ever had anywhere. There's no charge to dine at ChiBang, amazingly, but you'll need to reserve a table through the Carnival Hub app and check in using the app. We only have one complaint with the dining on Mardi Gras, and that's that 7-night cruise is just not long enough to try all of these great options. So maybe you need to book back-to-back cruises on Mardi Gras. Carnival continues to punch way above its weight in the area of food and dining. When you hear the name Carnival, you tend to think of fun or party or even family cruising. Fine dining and great cuisine may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but it should. Of the large, mainstream, value cruise lines on which we have personally sailed, Carnival has the best food hands down. As you can tell, we were very impressed with the food, and it's one of the main reasons we would love to sail on Mardi Gras or an Excel-class ship again. The food is well worth it. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd click the like button. It really does help our YouTube rankings and will result in more people getting to see this video. And if you've sailed on Mardi Gras, we'd love to hear what you have to say about your dining experiences. So please let us know in the comment section below. We read every comment. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, we wish you smooth sailing.